welcome you all to this vodcast where we will be discussing the strategic planning for innovation in businesses. And with us, we have Andreas Angeli, who is a management consultant. And my name is Georgios Avxendiou. I'm a lecturer at the Cyprus University of Technology, and I'm specializing in innovation entrepreneurship. Andreas, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself and what are your activities in the management consulting field?
Thank you, George, for the invitation. It's truly a pleasure to be here. My name is Andreas Angeli, and since 2008, I'm a business consultant, a co-founder of the Partners Professional Services. I have the privilege of working closely with SMEs for so many years across different sectors, and my mission was to help them manage their own challenges facing in this difficult business environment in order to improve their performance, strengthen strategy, and also to unlock innovation. What I really love about working with smaller enterprises is that they have something unique. They have a lot of energy, passion to succeed, flexible, of course, against them bigger organizations. Also, they are more approachable, more human, more cultural oriented as a small teams. And the SMEs, they face a lot of pressures today. It's rapid technological change, competition, increasing cost, operating cost, skill shortages because of this evolution in the employment industry, and the constant need to remain relevant. Actually, today, most of the companies, they are more focused. They operate focus rather than strategic focus. And the most important thing is how to help them understand.
You mean understand the economic situation or the sustainability, or how to manage innovation or strategy, in what areas they need to focus more than so the orientation or the understanding of the economic of the market conditions. What is that is the problem with this assessment, let's say, of the situation?
The actual point here is how they understand the word strategic. Let's say, how do we think strategically? How do we plan for innovation? There are certain difficulties here to understand the two terms, and also to understand the relationship. For example, imagine to have innovation without strategic thinking, or we have strategic thinking but we don't have innovation. So we have to help them to clear these terms better in their mind, and also to understand that we may have all the time new ideas, but actually this idea, how to translate them into market success. They get easily excited, we have this idea, but they cannot think strategically and how to put it in action in their daily lives, in their business. So my intention is to share real market insight, practical guidance, how to help them understand these terms better, and some advices what to do, and hopefully a bit of inspiration so that the business owners and also maybe students were then future entrepreneurs, the students, and also to understand that innovation is the pathway in nowadays to help the companies succeed in difficult conditions.
Okay, so your role, as I understand, as a management consultant, is to support business owners and managers to understand what is strategy, how they define strategy in your, let's say, in their terms of how they realize that they need to build a plan to succeed in the market in regards to marketing. And in our case, since our discussion is about innovation, then it's a role and the position of the management consultant to help them draft a plan for innovation. And also something that is very important is the thinking, innovative thinking, and moving forward in a troubled market, because the market is not as easy, let's say, to promote the products and services. Now it's more competitive, it's more complex, there is more customer demands, needs that sometimes companies fail to fill. So as you just described, is that the difficult part of the job as a management consultant is to advise and to support business owners to shape this kind of plan. That's how it goes. And actually, how many business leaders think and draw innovative plans is the next question, which is coming out of this short conversation. So here you go. You can share some of your experience and your.
I think it's very important to stress that the economy is still driven strongly by small businesses in Cyprus. Okay, in order to understand that they face a lot of challenges the last decades, crisis, economic crisis, we had the pandemic crisis, we had also a geopolitical crisis, and rising competition in a very aggressive and very strong competition, and they manage to survive. Okay, some businesses, they don't succeed anyway, but the economy is still running. We're doing well up to now. The most important thing is to help them embrace the challenges are coming in order to understand how we have to manage the operating cost, for example. It's not just strategic only. We have to face the reality. We start realizing that we don't have all the skills we need. It was very different how we used to operate, running the businesses, and it's very different today. So this is a very great challenge. And due to the technology, they cannot be without technology. They cannot leave the technology behind. I mean, they have to understand what does mean technology for us, how we operate, and how we can operate better and differently with the new technologies in order to compete and have value to deliver for the customers and value to deliver for our company at the same time. So imagine if customers then demand more, let's say better quality, faster delivery. If we don't think strategically, we cannot take the maximum capability to do this. This is the most important thing. So it is very important to help them strategically, to be strategically focused from the time on, in order to exploit the spirit they have, the SMEs. I consider they have a very good spirit. They have the trend of adopting technologies. that we have to recognize this today. Also, there is a great awareness about fundings. They are more involved with the applications to get funding. For example, the digital transformation schemes of the Ministry of Commerce, for example. Also, we have young entrepreneurs that they get funding. We have the European funding sources for greater ideas of innovation in Cyprus. And we have to understand that everything needs strategic thinking in order to take advantage from all these opportunities. So instead of talking about threats or difficult problems in the market, if we have strategic thinking approach, we consider them challenges. This is the new reality.
So, as I was listening to what you said, the word skills is something that is striking me. Can you elaborate, explain a little bit more the lacking of skills to understand how to set up the process for innovation, how to use technology for innovation,
Solve problems.
For example, okay, we take it another step further, and we have AI. Of course, we'll discuss more on the AI and digital transformation on our next meeting. But in regards to this technological advancement, what do you think from your experience from overseeing some companies, small companies, medium-sized companies? What is the problem with that? The skills and innovation.
For example, communication skills. They have a lot of misunderstandings every day. They communicate, but they don't understand the message, the idea well. They don't. Somebody talks about a problem, but they don't understand if it is a problem. So it is very challenging today to improve the skill, how we communicate effectively, the right content in the right way, in the right time, with the right person, in order to help the company operate more effectively, more successfully, because communication is the core of the daily operation of the company. Even though, imagine we want to communicate an idea, and we don't communicate effectively. Well, the audience, the team is an audience, a manager is an audience of the company. So communication is very important. Also, we have the technology nowadays. We have a lot of skills that are missing from the companies. For example, they may try to exploit, for example, ChatGPT. They think they know, but actually there is a lot of strategy behind of using AI technology, for example, the prompting and whatever. So these are very important skills. Also the critical thinking, which is one of the most critical skills today in our society, due to the complication of many factors. The complexity is going up and up. So critical thinking is that is going to help you understand the best way to exploit an opportunity, the best way to solve a problem, the best way to improve, to change the way we operate every day. So these are very important skills. And the organizing skills, we don't have for example, the capability to allocate the resources effectively. So in order to apply strategic thinking in the real daily lives of the companies, how are we going to organize and plan the resources to allocate them effectively? Monitoring, skills of monitoring, skills to understand data. What is data and what is tells me that about my performance and what decision making I have to make based on this data. So there are many skills.
So skills and also you mentioned the capabilities. Of course, this is a a long discussion of how we build capabilities
Mhm.
and how we have processes and
Yeah.
routines in
Mhm.
businesses. But let me ask you that. So the communication skills and the way we communicate, they communicate in businesses. You think it's an obstacle? It creates a problem in moving forward in developing innovation
Mhm.
and setting the steps in order to create something real, unique, genuine. And I'm referring to products, services,
Mhm.
or even the processes within a business. So, what kind of problems did you encounter when you were advising business people in
Mhm. Mhm.
concerning this point to build the bridges, the communication bridges or skills, capabilities
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
um, disseminate or to build innovation in a small company?
Okay, I will start from the word innovation. Many times I ask them, what is innovation? And they think that is something totally new and little far from what they are doing every day. So they have to understand first, in practically, what is innovation? Okay, innovation can be something new also, but to be a real innovation must add value. We do something better, we offer to the customer something better, different, and adds value. Also, innovation is the small improvements we do regularly. Innovation is not something at once, it can be something gradually, strategically organize, plan, and we proceed. They have to understand the practicality also about it's gonna be doing things better, smarter. We're gonna have a better um, benefit from how we use the technology. We use it in one way. In another way, we can have more benefits. It's going to be more valuable for us to achieve our objectives. So these are the most important things to understand, and also to understand as a whole the innovation, what an impact it's going to have in the business model. Every small business maybe it is not written down, but in their minds it is a business model, how we're gonna operate in order to serve our customers, what we need in regards to financial resources, our associates, business associates, our suppliers, and whatever. So every time they have to focus on the reality in order to apply innovation. And everything, I believe, since we discuss communication, has to do with clarity. We don't have sufficient clarity in the business. For example, what we are trying to achieve. What are the immediate goals? Are they clear? We know them. Do we understand the way we operate, our roles? What is the relationship with these targets? Usually we are a little bit disconnected.
You mean disconnected from the strategy, clear
Yeah.
goals, the aim of what we want to do, and also to send the message
Yeah.
or the explain the strategy plan to subordinates as well, to
Mhm.
communicate that we have these goals.
Yes.
And of course, one of the main goals is to create new products, or it can be, as you said, it can be in the long run. Of course, we can
Mhm.
have incremental innovation, that means partial improvement of existing products, or we can even find solutions for
Mhm.
new markets with
Yep.
new methods. So that can be innovation as well. But
Mhm.
as I understand from what you said, we need to communicate, we need to have a clear strategic plan for innovating
Mhm.
and for creating an innovative culture, an
Okay.
innovation culture, as a matter of fact, in order to allow employees,
Mhm.
managers, middle level managers, and even employees as such in the field to come up with new ideas and to help the management to progress in their strategic planning. That's what I get from your experience
Yeah.
and your work with business owners, leaders in many sectors, I think, right?
In most of the
In most of the
sectors.
sectors.
No?
With this, I would like to conclude this podcast, this meeting, this discussion, and I would like to ask you if you have a last, let's say, advice or observation to share with us about
Yeah.
innovation, implementation of innovation, business leaders, entrepreneurs.
Mhm. Let's say we plan an innovation. So it is very important to understand in the whole what does it mean for us, what does it mean for the customers, what does it mean for the competitors, and to understand what actions needed to implement. Okay, and it's very important also to have always priorities, and to understand that we can monitoring our actions towards innovation. What is the progress? What challenges we face in the way? How we can manage them? So we have to think in advance a lot of scenarios in order to be more prepared and to understand, to have better awareness. For example, who we are as an organization and what actually our customers may need. What skills do we need? What resources do we need? How we gonna work as a team in order to achieve innovation? These are the most important, I believe, challenges SMEs are facing today in the market.
Well, Andreas, thank you very much for taking the time to discuss innovation in terms of communication, skills, capabilities, the digital transformation. These only few of the things, of the topics that we raise in this meeting, in this discussion. And of course, we'll have more discussions explaining more aspects or more areas for structural development in businesses in regards, of course, to innovation, innovative products and services and processes and methods, as a matter of fact, to help business people, entrepreneurs, to achieve what is being designed in their strategic plan. Thank you again.
Thank you, George.